All right, guys, welcome to Full Time Devil. This is another huge debate. Now, as you can see, a little bit different today. No Skype required because I've got this man here live in the flesh. This man right here is Joel from CheekySport, aka CheekySport. Joel, you already know who he is. He is their resident Arsenal fan, unfortunately for him. How you doing, Joel?
How's it going, Full-Time Devils, man? Happy to be back, Full-Time Devils followers, man. Nice to see you guys again. Nice to speak to you guys, man. How's it going, man?
You like watching our fan cam, seeing people talk about wins and stuff, don't you?
What are you talking about? We get wins. We get wins at home as well, bruv. Yeah, man.
Every now and then. Yeah. Obviously, today we're talking Arsenal versus Manchester United.
Yeah.
The first round of this is going to be about history, about the rivalry, about everything. Yeah. So I'm going to pass it over to you and ask you, just what are your thoughts on the rivalry and how do you feel about this whole thing? What are your favourite memories, etc., etc.?
Let me take this mic, bruv. Let me tell you something. The rivalry used to mean a lot more back in the day. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a big day. We're saying, babes, how you doing? Come here. Give me some sugar. The rivalry, yeah? The rivalry, yeah? The rivalry used to be good back in the day, right? Because, of course, you didn't know who was going to win the title, etc. Do you know what I mean? So I would say probably from 1997 all the way to maybe 2002, 2003. That's when it was really, really meaty. And, of course, it did go maybe to 2005 FA Cup. There was a FA Cup final. There was still...
One where you got battered.
No, what are you talking about? No, the one we won. The one we won, mate. Sorry, guys. See, I was just going to say it normal, but Adam thought he was going to get a little cheeky one in, so I had to, do you know what I mean? But anyway, basically, yeah, it meant a lot back in the day. I think as the years have gone on, let's not deny the fact that Arsenal haven't won the title. It has diminished the rivalry. Wait, we're not. What are you doing?
No, it's a genuine.
It's a long time ago. Listen, so all I can say is that due to the fact that Arsenal have not won the title, it's diminished what this game means back in the day. You can tell because even last year when you guys came to the Emirates, we won.
It's like Jose
we won, but it's like Jose did not care. It's like Jose did not care. So it's like, when you look at things like that, it's like, even though I felt good that we won, I was like, I wanted Jose to react, but he didn't react. And I think it's due to the fact that we weren't challenging for anything. You guys were challenging for Europa. And end of the day, like, that's what I think of the rivalry, man. It's a bit sad because that's what I grew up on. And hopefully this game still brings the intensity. I don't know what your thoughts are.
My thoughts are, like, I grew up, like, on Wenger versus Fergie, Arsenal against Man. Obviously, in the early days when we used to win the league and all that. But once I'd grown up, you know, in school, in the playground, you got Arsenal fans, you got United fans, and that is the rivalry. I used to hate losing against Arsenal. Like, I remember, like, Thierry Henry. I watched a video of him the other day, like Premier League greats, and I sat back and I was like, Henry was so good. But then, you know, at the time, I never ever appreciated him, and you know why that was? Because of the rivalry. I could never stick out my chest and say, nah, Henry's good. I used to be saying, nah, Van Nistelrooy's better. Rude. So that used to be the rivalry. Like, we could ever say that. Like, now, I'd be happy to say, oh, you know what? Alexis Sanchez is good. Because Arsenal aren't a threat.
Yeah, it's true. And that kind of annoys me. Because even CheekySport Dave, shout out to CheekySport Dave the other day, was saying...
Beating his chest somewhere.
Come on, United! You know what? He was out there saying, you know what, it doesn't really matter about Arsenal at the moment. They're not a threat. And when he said that, I felt like arguing with him. But you know, I didn't know how to react to him because he's busy watching City. Do you know where I'm coming from? Like, watching what City are doing and possibly wondering what Chelsea are doing. Do you know where I'm coming from? We don't really come to the equation, which annoys me. Do you know where I'm coming from? Everybody thinks that, oh yeah, if we're lucky, we'll get top 4, maybe top 3. Do you know what I mean? That's what everybody cares. Hey, you guys, come in the video, mate. Come here if you're going to be around. No, you're not allowed in the videos.
We don't want no more Arsenal.
Sorry. He's not an Arsenal
Quarters
fan.
one.
He's not an Arsenal fan. He's just a fan. But anyway, basically, that's my thoughts, man. The fact that we're not a threat at the moment really annoys me. Even the fact that we are unbeaten at the Emirates doesn't seem to be taken that seriously.
Right, before we move on to round 2, obviously, you've kind of made the point that the rivalry was so good, it's sad to see how it is now. But what is your favourite memory of Manchester United against Arsenal?
It has to be that Sylvan Wartord goal. It has to be.
Old Trafford.
Old Trafford to win the title. For me, like, that That's an amazing moment. I'll never forget that. And don't forget, the rivalry was so serious. Like I've watched, for example, Thierry Henry sit down with Kenny Dalglish and Roy Keane, and they were speaking about how intense it was. And you know, when Van Nistelrooy was getting pushed around, and the original, the initiative, what actually happened, why it all happened. It's like you sit there and you think, my gosh, like this game meant everything. When you're looking at Roy Keane and Vieira,
Battle of the tunnel, battle of the buffet.
Out there, bruv, you know what I mean? Like. I just, honestly, back in the day when Fergie didn't like Wenger, you know, now they're all pally-pally and I don't really like it too much, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a respect thing, of course. It's
not a respect thing.
But, no,
as soon as Wenger stopped being a threat to Fergie's titles, he was friendly with it. Anyway, your favourite memory is Viltord's, yeah?
Viltord,
my favourite memory of Manchester United against Arsenal. I've got loads of them, yeah, but it would have to be the celebration. Remember when Van Nistelrooy missed the penalty, and then when we broke your record, he scored a penalty, and that celebration where he screamed in the corner, it makes hairs stand up on the back of my neck. I love it.
That game, I knew two older people at the time because I was much younger. That game, yeah, I saw two people like almost fighting about who they thought was going to win the game. Not even who won the game, who they thought was going to win the game. Like, two friends. That's how serious the Arsenal-Man United rivalry was. 49 unbeaten. Do you know where I'm coming from? That would have been a great DVD if it was 50.
You know, during that unbeaten run, you never beat Man United once. Anyway, moving on now to round 2.
Listen, mate, we still won the title that year.
Let us know who you think came out on top. Although, yeah, Arsenal memories are crap. Someone can definitely come on top in memories. Right, round 2, Mourinho against Wenger. Now, the question is, who is the better manager and why? I feel weird asking this because I know.
Listen.
Here's the mic's yours.
Macola. Listen, hey, you got to respect Wenger, man. You've got to respect what Wenger's done in the game. A lot of people criticize him and they go, oh, Wenger this, Wenger that. But the reality is he's been on top of the game for many years. Like, I know this because as soon as Fergie left, right, you guys saw how shaky it was. It's not easy to maintain that. When I say top spot, I mean to be a top team in the Premier League for a long time. All the Champions Leagues we've played, of course, we ain't won one. All right, thank you very much.
All the Champions Leagues we've played, of course, we ain't won one. All right, thank you very much.
But we've still been in it. I reckon Jose Mourinho, since he's come to the Premier League, he's been phenomenal. Let's not lie. The guy, for me, is top 3 best managers in the world. Like, I think he's up there with Pep and Ancelotti.
But where do you think, like, are you saying Mourinho's better than Wenger overall? Is that what you're saying?
I think now. I'm not going to sit here and... I think now, yeah.
Legacy?
The legacy... I think something about Jose Mourinho is special. Like, in regards to, you're going to be able to make, like, box office selling films with his legacy by the time he's done. You know what I mean? He's probably going to go to PSG afterwards, win a few things over there. You saw him flirting. Do you know where I'm coming from? He's going to do things. He's going to travel. He's going to manage his country. He's going to do it all. Do you know what I mean? So he's going to have the chance to leave something a bit more international. However, saying that, when you go to places like France, when you see the respect that Arsene Wenger he's held in high esteem over there. He is their god over there. He will forever be big over there. And in England as well, he will always be respected, especially when he's gone. But I have to be honest with you and say right now, if I was to look at who the better manager is, I'll say Jose Mourinho. He won the Europa with a team that I did not think was good. I did not think was good.
I think the ruthlessness in Jose Mourinho puts him ahead of it. And I think that's what's kind of stopped Wenger from really pushing on like a Fergie or a Jose. They had that ruthlessness that he hasn't got.
Yeah, but like 100%, man. There's a couple, man, that I would have chopped, axed, cut long time ago from the Arsenal team.
Wenger's one of them.
He's not, man. Big up my manager, man. I respect you. I work for Arsenal as well, so you know what I'm saying?
So that's round 2. Now, I'll be honest, Joe. I can't be asked to make an argument for Jose because I think you done that argument for me. So thank you very much. We'll let the people decide. Get your comments in below. Who is the man, Jose or Wenger? I think that one's pretty easy. We're going on now to round 3. Who will finish higher? Now we've already got Arsenal a fair few points behind us, but they could close that gap with a victory against us at the Emirates. I'll go first, seeing as I'm holding the mic. I think it's easy for me to say that Manchester United will finish above Arsenal. And I'll give you the reason for that. You're in the Europa League. Now, if you were out of the Europa League, and I would feel that you could actually potentially do it once the fixtures and all that came on top of us, if you just had the league to play for, potentially you could do it. But I think United, we're going to be challenging for the title. I think as a result, that will mean we finish in the top 4. And I don't think you guys will finish in the top 4 this season, simply because of the Europa League and because of the form of the likes of Liverpool and potentially Tottenham, who could eventually overtake you. But I know they lost again this week, and they've not been doing best team in the world apparently. Tottenham.
Mate, Makoto, you're having a laugh, bruv. Listen, man, Spurs' run of good form has come to an end. You can see they lost against Leicester. Do you know what I mean? It's over, and they didn't win a cup, and Harry Kane's gonna go at the end of the season, etc., etc. Shout out to Dele Alli. He's also gonna be heading to Spain. Right now, when you look at Tottenham, like, I think that the pressure's going to get too much for them. They're going to slip out, man. They're going to. What
pressure? Though they're not challenging for anything.
But that's what I'm saying, because they just don't have the experience to go all the way and win the trophy. So for me, they're going to be out of the race. And when I say out of the race, I won't be surprised if they're not in the top 4 in general, right? And when it comes to Man United, the reason why I think Arsenal are going to finish above is because I generally do believe that whether
you think Arsenal are going to finish above?
I really do, honestly. Do you know why? Because I think for once, right?
Crush your heart, hope to die.
No, please. Yeah, no. For once, none of that. For once, right? For once, yeah. I believe, yeah, that there's a few cracks, yeah, with Jose Mourinho where he hasn't completely got the squad that he wants, right? And I think he hasn't been making a lot of noise about it, but I think it's evident when you see people like Lukaku. It's a bit frustrating, and of course Zlatan's gonna have to share that time with Lukaku, which is then gonna diminish the amount of goals that Zlatan would normally get if Lukaku wasn't in the picture. And then you look at other factors like the fact that if Wenger can keep his mouth closed in the media, right, and not say we almost bought this person, that person, which I know he will, right, we then have the chance to go under the radar.
He nearly signed me once.
Yeah, we then have the chance to go under the radar and do what we have to do. After all that crap that everyone's speaking about Arsenal, we're still there, man. Yeah, we're still around. And when I look at that, I think to myself, Adam, when I look at that, I think all we got to do is shut our mouths, you know, Lacazette to play over 70 minutes, yeah? And I'm telling you, bro, yeah?
I can't agree because of the simple fact that
Sanchez
like
as well, not
yours is a battle for 4th. Ours is a battle for the title. So even if we finish 10 points off City, we'll still probably finish 2nd. So for that reason, I can only see Arsenal finishing above us if you finish 2nd or 1st.
Your victories, right? Like, your victories are not always really convincing.
And plus, your best players want to leave.
Your victories are not convincing. Did you not see Wenger hold Sanchez like a son the other day when we won? When we won the game the other day.
That's because you don't want him to go anywhere.
Yeah, well, of course, that's what you got to do. What you got to do, innit? You got to hold someone like a son. You know what I mean? Yeah, then you got to do what you got to do. But I
also seen Sanchez just walk past him and not even look to shake his hand.
And you also don't forget our home record as well, Adam. Do you know where I'm coming from? We've got a really good home record. That's the thing about Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? We'll win a couple games. People don't think that because you see everyone mad at Arsenal fan TV, it's because we lost. Sometimes, yeah, us Arsenal fans, we get angry even when we get a draw. Where other teams would have been happy with a draw, we get pissed off with a draw, and that gives the perception.
That's because you're deluded.
No, that's because it gives a perception. That's
because you're deluded, though.
It gives a perception, right, that we're actually more angry than we really are. But the truth is, we're up there, man. And the reality is, beating Tottenham, right, was a massive deal. And if we can get a result, which I think we will, if we can get a result, even a draw against United,
we beat Tottenham
we're not far. But no, so what? It wasn't as convincing as our win.
But I don't like Tottenham will always lose against Arsenal.
Yeah, but that's
for as long as the sky is blue and grass is green, Arsenal will always beat Tottenham. That don't mean you're going to finish above.
No, but the funny thing is, we can't. But we can't sit there and not take them seriously. Like, take it as if it's not seriously. Look, we went to Stamford Bridge, yeah? We got ourselves a draw there, yeah? I'm not saying that was a win. We got ourselves a draw. You guys went to Stamford Bridge. What happened? Do you know where I'm coming from? Like, there's games that are going to balance it out for us.
We came to Vicarage Road and won, you lost.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's games that are going to balance it out. Do you know where I'm coming from? So I'm being serious here, Adam. You know what I mean?
The balance.
So it's the balance.
That West balance.
You know what I mean? But yeah, basically, I reckon there's games that are going to balance it out. And when it comes to the end of the season, let me just land it. When it comes to the end of the season, it's going to be tighter than I reckon. And
so with a straight face, Joel, I'm asking you this.
I'm telling you, we will finish above United just because, right, I reckon you don't completely have all the players that you want.
Find that, quote that, video that on Twitter, Facebook, everything. Snapchat it to your mum. Tell everybody that Joel's lost his mind because United will definitely finish above Arsenal. Round 3 done. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Round 4 time. And this one's a bit weird now. Obviously, we've got these titles. I got to give it to you. It says Martial versus Sanchez. Yeah. This is what it is. Now, look, before anyone gets excited, I know at this moment in time, Sanchez is a more fulfilled player in terms of his potential. He's more fulfilled. He's more consistent. Everything.
Say he's sick.
He's sick.
All right, cool.
But let me say this. Go on. He wants to leave. Yeah. That's in his mind. Yeah. And also, when you think about Martial, you think about what he can also bring and what he can be.
Yeah.
Because I think once you've got a half-minded Sanchez, you may as well have a fully committed Martial. But we're going to put this out there. Sanchez versus Martial. Who you take and why?
Come on, man. It has to be Alexis Sanchez all day long. Let me just clear something up, right, with this whole, you're going to get a half-hearted Sanchez. No. Sanchez, you've seen him recently, even against Tottenham, even the game that we recently won. All that guy wants to do is play football. When you see him throwing gloves on the floor and he's annoyed, it's because we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. He's one of those special players. When you put a football to his feet, he will give you his heart. Think of it, yeah. If he didn't want to be playing well, he could have just flipping been injured at the moment, not played. Chile are not in the World Cup. Yeah, Ozil's playing. Chile are not in the World Cup at the moment. So, you know what I mean? He has every excuse to not be available, have a little winter break. But he's out there. He's out there scoring goals, winning games. So I don't want to hear none of that Sanchez doesn't want to play because he wants to leave business. No, that's not true. It's still my turn, Madden. Still my turn. Martial, right? Let me be honest as well. The good thing about Martial is at his current age, he is better than Thierry Henry was at his current age. And I have to agree with that. Do you know where I'm coming from? When you're looking at them, at their current ages, Martial is more dangerous. You know? For him, it's just, will he fulfill the potential? It's hard to say because we don't know. Yes, it might look like it, especially this season. Do you know what I mean? But we got to see if he's consistent because he was good in the first season, wasn't good after he broke up with the missus. Now, do you know what I mean? He's back.
Got a new missus now. Don't give him no stress. Yeah. She's a good girl. Well done.
Yeah, well, boy,
Melania.
But you better hope so because, you know, he came and he was settled, he was married, and then it all went tits up. So you don't know what's going to happen in life. My whole thing is when it comes to Alexis Sanchez, world-class player, depends what you consider world-class, but world-class player, I say. For me, he changes games, and to be honest with you, Martial, he's still got a lot of learning to do. So it's very hard to compare the two, but I can only pick Alexis Sanchez because I've seen the end result. You know what I mean? Pep. Leave him alone, Pep.
I totally hear that. And I totally, you know, I agree with the point that at this moment in time, Sanchez is above Martial as a player. Yeah. But I would not swap Martial for Sanchez at this moment because of the ceiling that Martial has. I think Martial's ceiling is higher than Sanchez's at the moment. I think Martial can go on to become one. Yeah, potentially.
Really?
So for me,
Ballon d'Or.
Potentially. He'll be nominated for it one day. That's a definite, and that's why I wouldn't swap Martial for Sanchez. I think if we had Sanchez in this team now, he'd probably score more goals than Martial, and we might win the league just because we got Sanchez in there.
It's hard.
But I still wouldn't swap him for Martial because I know how good he can be.
He's a brilliant player, but I think what's difficult for him is even in France, you've got players that can potentially play ahead of him in Dembele, in Lamar. I'm not saying they're better, but I'm saying like that's the
Lamar
deal.
couldn't polish Martial's boots. If Martial was at Monaco now, everyone would be saying, "Oh, let's sign Martial." They wouldn't be saying, "Let's sign Lamar."
Maybe not, to be honest with you. I got to agree with that, but
I think Sanchez is world class. I think Martial is world class on his day. He hasn't got the consistency to be considered world class.
Robbie Savage was world class on his day.
No, he wasn't.
No, that's what he said. I'm not saying. That's what he said.
He says a lot of things.
And you saw how quickly that got shut down. Do you know where I'm coming from? So we got to be careful when we say someone's world class on their day, because if you're going to talk about world class players, let's talk about. I know this is full-time Devils, but let's talk about Kevin De Bruyne. Let's talk about on their day, right? Let's talk about Pogba. Let's talk about these players that actually play the game. You might not like it. Ozil, I don't know about Coutinho.
Someone mention Coutinho, you know. I beg you, please don't.
No, but for me, Coutinho, when I'm thinking of a World 11, he doesn't make it. Do you know where I'm coming from? I would pick Sanchez in my World 11.
Coutinho wouldn't make my Premier 11.
Yeah, he might not. When you're looking at all the wingers, at the current moment,
Sanchez would make your World 11.
He definitely. You know what?
Where?
I'll put him up there.
Where?
I'll put him on the right.
Neymar.
On the right. No, I'll put
Messi.
I'll put
Ronaldo.
On the left. Nah, we'll see. Listen. We'll do that's the next full-time Devils video, right? CheekySport Joe picks his World 11.
Sanchez,
yeah. No, I'm saying Sanchez all day.
Obviously, I would not swap Martial. I wouldn't swap Martial for my mum. I'm going to be honest. Martial's staying for life.
Are you mad?
What do you think? He's arguing still. What do you think? Right then, this is one that can only get decided on match day, but this is round 5, and it is prediction time. First of all, tell me why you're predicting what you're predicting, and then tell me your prediction.
Give me the mic, yeah? Hashtag murky. Listen, 2-1 to Arsenal. Reason being is because, and you know what, I reckon we're going to go 2-0 up, and then you guys will claw back, but it's not going to be enough. I just reckon that no matter how much potential Man United have got in the season, I just feel like they're going through a bit of a rocky patch. Not to say that you're losing games, but something's not 100% quite there yet. And I don't think it's going to be addressed, like I said, till a few of the gaps are filled in. I'm looking at your defence, and for me, the outstanding player in your defence, of course, you got Valencia, who's always good, but I'll say Young.
Rojo, bro.
Yeah, Rojo is back.
Bailey,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, of course. Come on, top players. Now, I'm not saying they're not, but I'm talking about in terms of performance and that. And I'm looking, and I'm just seeing a lot of gaps and holes. I'm just not seeing a complete Man United team yet. And it's not even just because I don't just want to blame the defence. Because when I look at Lindelof, I think, what the flip happened here, mate? But
last 2 games have been good, you know.
If you look at Lukaku, you know what I mean? Like, Lukaku, these are Dave's words. I'm not saying these are my words, but man said, that in terms of Lukaku, if he's not firing, Zlatan might have to start this one. Now, I don't know. Do you know where I'm coming from? Like, for me, but is Zlatan fit enough to start and, you know what I mean, win you guys the game?
Joe?
Yeah, I am.
Are you scared?
Yeah, no, I'm asking you. Do you know where I'm coming from? Is he fit enough? You would know more. You would know more than
Zlatan, I don't know if Jose's ready to start him yet.
Yeah.
I don't think
so. Then that means that Lukaku's playing.
Stop waffling.
So that means Lukaku's playing, and then that means that he's going to miss sitters. So that's why I say 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh, I can't wait.
What?
I can't wait till after the game when Lukaku and Martial have meant Manchester United have won 2-1. Yeah, this guy gets clipped up saying Lukaku's going to score miss sitters.
Brother, I think Lukaku's a good player, but you know once that ball bounces off him, fam, it goes all the way back in the sky, man. Do you know what I mean? He can't help
Let's talk about Lacazette, how he's only got half the amount of goals as him.
But he's played 13 games, though.
Yeah, but why?
No, but he's played
why?
It's not. That's not his fault. That's Wenger's fault. Do you know where I'm coming from?
So hashtag Wenger out, yeah?
No,
cool.
no,
All right.
Wenger in. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm got to work on Saturday.
Yo, guys, that has been it from Joel and myself in the big, huge debate on Arsenal versus Manchester United. Make sure you subscribe to CheekySport. Please subscribe to CheekySport. I'll be on their channel after the game and we'll get to sort this out. He'll be on the channel after the game as well. So make sure you subscribe to Full Time Devils. Like, comment, share. We're out of here. Come on, United.